Only real content is gonna last. All that other nonsense is here today and gone tomorrow.
So, getting a little bit into your design process, do you start with any templates, or you go from scratch, or do you take inspiration for from particular places? And then in the design, can you speak a little bit on like what you enjoy doing as far as like making the clothes, like sketching or
Hmm.
producing the samples, or like in that whole like A to Z, because there's everything in fashion from just coming up with that first concept mood board to actually marketing and production and the whole line. So
It's funny because I just started back doing mood boards, and I haven't done a mood board since college, since school. Because when I first moved here and I first started at Tom Brown, he didn't do any mood boards, and he didn't want to see any mood boards, and so I started to adapt that program. Like, you know what? I guess we don't need a mood board, right? If it's all in the mind. And I kind of rely on myself a lot when it comes to like what I like as far as style and where I am as far as an individual, and I just kind of put that into, I guess, what the consumer needs. Because at this
right.
point, the consumer kind of dictates what the brand should put out in some terms. But anyway, so I kind of rely on my sketches first. And I'm very detailed when I sketch. I'm very detailed. I almost sketch in the context of an actual illustrated lookbook. I don't want to have any blurry lines, any different like unevens, any scratches, none of that. It's very literal. It's what you see is what you get, and that's what I hunt for after the collection is done being sketched out. So like I'm extremely literal when it comes to my process in that regard. So the sketches, every detail had to be pointed out because I look at this like an art form. And before fashion, I was always painting. I was always doodling with the pencil, being very creative with just, drawing. So I try to implement that into my process when it comes to design. So very, very strict when it comes to my lines. And after the collection is sketched out, of course, you have the technical part, the CADs, the illustrations. But after that, I kind of, and I don't gravitate to that as much as I should, but I do it obviously. And then from there, just building it out, just, on that scavenger hunt, trying to find the right swatches, the right materials, on the phone, hitting up all these different tanneries, whether it's, somewhere in, Florence or somewhere in Kentucky, it doesn't matter. So the sketching aspect simultaneously with the development part as far as sourcing the materials. I guess it's kind of my top two things. And then when the actual sample is finished, it doesn't really even get me off. It's like, well, I sketched it, so it's supposed to be. I sketched it and I sourced it. So yeah, yep. So I guess the whole ideal of having an idea come to life through my sketches is the most powerful thing.